I am not joking when I say this. The long-awaited Battle of the Objects Episode 6 Part 1 might be releasing on New Year's Day. And it's only 6 minutes long. Let me explain. After releasing Battle of the Objects Episode 5 on the first day of this year, I decided to devote more time to Battle of the Objects Episode 6. However, an inevitable lack of motivation combined with dwindling storage space that I didn't know what to do about resulted in the slowest production for a Battle of the Objects episode yet. When I was making Battle of the Objects episodes 1, 2, and 3 in the spring of 2021, I was making them with the mindset that people were going to watch them in the future, but really, for the most part, I was just making them for myself. The reason for this was simply because I just didn't have a YouTube channel at that point. Because of that, as well as the fact that those 3 episodes were my first attempts at making animations, I feel like it was easier for me to get away with things like janky animation and subpar audio quality. However, with the start of my YouTube channel, I wanted to put a bigger focus on quality over quantity. Thus, production of episodes slowed down pretty hard. It started with you guys having to wait for episode 4 like 2 months after I technically finished animating it. I just needed to make the final edits. Then it was episode 5 where I swear I could not get my act together with the elimination, which was pretty weird to me at the time because I remember being able to crank out episodes much faster than that. I thought the period of time between episode 4 and episode 5 would be the longest you guys would have to wait for another Battle of the Objects episode, but was I wrong. I think the reason why this episode has been taking me the longest to animate so far is that since the beginning of production, I've really been trying to limit the amount of shots that are literally just frozen on one character while another character is talking off screen, as well as just working on and off on the episode. And I think the lack of motivation that I mentioned earlier was coming from the fact that I just didn't have a big enough audience. But I really hope that's going to change with this episode. This is the first Battle of the Objects episode that I'm releasing on the channel after I had a major success. I just hope Thomas fans like object shows. But if no one sees this episode, then I can't guarantee that I'm going to be making any more of these. Which is sad because when I was brainstorming the concept for this show, I had tons of ideas. Ideas that were probably a little too above my station for my Thomas fans out there. Ideas that, now that I realize it, might be a little too hard to translate into animation. At least right now. But if the video does well, if it gets views, if you guys like it, if you guys love it, then I will not make you wait as long for another Battle of the Objects episode. Just saying. Please give me a reason to want to make these episodes. Just making these episodes for myself isn't an option anymore. I want to be able to make these to entertain other people. Now, this episode is going to be split up into 3 parts actually, instead of the 2 that I had in mind when releasing the teaser. The shot that you guys saw in the teaser will be in part 2, not part 1. Reason being is that I wanted to give you guys something to judge before I work on anything else. Your interest literally decides whether or not I continue the series. So please give me a reason to want to continue this series. I know I said that like twice now, but seriously, please. It would literally mean the world to me if you guys like part 1. But that's it for now, at least until New Year's. Sorry there was no Battle.O.T.O Christmas short or New Year's short. The time that I would have spent making either one of those shorts was time that I instead decided to spend on finalizing Battle of the Objects Episode 6 Part 1. Wow, that's a mouthful. So, I hope you enjoy it. But for now, thank you for 55 subscribers. This is so much for me right now. Just thank you.